Can't stop, addicted to the shindig. Chop top, he says I'm gonna win big.
Choose not a life of imitation.
Distant cousin to the reservation.
I think I'm in the wrong podcast.
This is a hot dog is a sandwich.
Ketchup is a smoothie.
Yeah, I put ice in my cereal, so what?
That makes no sense.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
What? Welcome to our podcast, A Hot Dog is a Sandwich, the show where we break down the world's biggest food debates. I'm your host, Josh Scher.
And I'm your host, Nicole.
And today we are joined by a very special guest. Please welcome restaurateur, chef, food editor, and author of Start Here, Instructions for Becoming a Better Cook, Sohla El-Waylly. Welcome to the show.
Woo! Thanks for having me. What an intro. Wow, you guys are awake.
Yes.
Coffee number 2.
Well, I wake up and I drink something called C4 Ultimate Explode at about 6 a.m.
Ooh.
It makes your throat burn. It makes your hair itch. And now I'm here.
C4 Ultimate Explode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, C4 is a type of explosive. This is mainly just blue powder, erythritol, and caffeine and citric acid.
Ooh, I want to get
Pre-workout.
some of that.
I should have brought you some
this
from
an ad?
home. No, God.
No.
C4.
Nobody should
someone
consume this. It's poison.
Text it to me later.
I will, I promise.
I need
promise.
energy. Yeah.
So you got a new cookbook coming out. Tell me about it. Your cookbook's been out for several months. Tell me about it.
I'm so bad at talking about it. It's a book. The idea is it teaches you how to cook.
That's
Each
awesome.
chapter is focused on a technique.
Cool.
It's half savory, half pastry.
Awesome.
Buy it, please.
Honestly, that's the best.
Buy it, please.
This always happens when we're like, hey, we've made a new coffee mug. And it's like, you drink out of it. It holds coffee, but sometimes other hot liquids.
Are we gonna
Please
sell
buy the
these?
mug. We
Ever?
might sell these one day.
You don't sell these?
No.
Yeah.
Not yet.
These are special for us.
I think people would buy this.
I think so too.
Yeah.
We're all Southern California people. Did you grow up listening to the Red Hot Chili Peppers? That's what the intro was, if people didn't
Me?
get that. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Stadium Arcadium was like the shiznit.
Okay, Nicole is pro. Sohla?
Oh, absolutely. One of the best concerts I've ever been to.
I've heard.
I saw them when I went skiing in where do people go ski? Park Slope or something? No, wait.
Were you in
Colorado?
California?
No, I was not.
Aspen, Aspen.
I am from California, but I went snowboarding. I don't have Aspen money, but something with
Yeah,
mountains
neither.
and snow, and the elevation was really high, so they were struggling. So they actually stopped the performance and started again,
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny.
which I thought was amazing. But to care about your audience that much.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I have bad memories of the Red Hot Chili Peppers because it was the only album that they played in my freshman year football weight room, and that was the worst time in my life. And so I have a negative
Oh, I'm
association
so
with that. And
sorry.
so now I'm bummed.
Why is that
I'm
the
bummed.
only album you play? That doesn't feel
we
like something
don't
you want to
know.
get swole to.
No, you don't. But
No.
it was all they had, and it was underneath the bleachers, and it was sweltering, and all the older boys were mean, and it was terrible. Toxic masculinity is a hell of a drug. Speaking of which, we are talking today about why people like spicy food. So you were recently on an episode of Heat Eaters, eating
yeah.
spicy Bangladeshi food.
Oh, is that why I'm here?
No,
It's just one reason. There's a multitude of reasons why you're
honestly,
here.
we just really like you,
Yeah,
and we
that's
were
true.
like kind of looking for a
How
way
can
in.
we get her in person? How can we meet her? It worked.
And this is a fascinating topic. And you also, on your Substack, you had a little bit of a saga about making hot sauces and fermenting chilies from the farmer's market. And I was fascinated by that. But why do
You follow my Substack?
I don't pay for it, which is bad.
That's
I feel
okay.
bad. I feel bad. I should.
No, that's fine.
support the art that I
I'm
like,
amazed that
but-
I'm amazed that you read it.
I still like
I'm
reading.
so
Josh
flattered.
loves to read.
I believe in the
Wow.
power of written media. R.I.P. all of journalism.
Little
It's
nerdy.
coming down in flames right now.
Yeah, I'm glad I made the jump to YouTube when I did, because that's actually my background. I was in print journalism, wrote for Los Angeles Magazine for a while.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Whoa,
And-
what a transition.
And now it's like I get to vomit all of the words into a microphone instead of writing them down on a page. A lot easier because there's no editing
Or typos.
or typos.
But that's how I write. I actually take voice notes because I find it really hard to write. My brain doesn't like it. So I just pretend like I'm talking to a friend, which I've done a lot in my life because I haven't had a lot of friends.
Nice. Solid strategy. Why do you like spicy food?
It just makes everything taste better,
Mm-hmm.
right? I feel like it's great when I don't know what to eat. Sometimes you just have rice, egg, and you put some chili crisp on it, and it's like, whoa, this is, shall I say, fire? Like the young
Yeah, you should say
shall.
fire.
Yes, you shall.
You shout out to the Gen Z audience out there. We love you. You're The Rizzler, skivity. God, I don't know what that means.
You've already said that like 3 times in
I
other
don't know what it
podcasts
means.
that
I'm trying.
You've met your
I'm
quota.
trying so hard.
No
Nicole,
mess.
do you like spicy food?
I love spicy food. So not always. I mean, it was definitely whenever I was like in high school and stuff like that. I didn't really care for it. But once I started realizing that food was like a thing, like I never realized food could be what it could be until I turned like 19, because I had no exposure to different foods other than Persian food and American food. So
But all you need is Persian food.
Oh,
It might be the best food that. It's my favorite cuisine.
It is really incredible cuisine. I
You
love
don't need to ever leave it.
I love it.
Can I draw a quick parallel here?
Sure.
When you were eating Bangladeshi food, you were talking about eating with your fingers. Is it called a lokma?
Yeah, wow, you're paying attention.
My brain's weird. I don't know where my
Farsi.
keys are right now. And then in Farsi,
It's called a logma.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so there's some crossover.
There's a lot of crossover because didn't like your people come down
probably
and conquer my people?
and I take that.
and you brought a lot of like the layered rice dishes.
Oh, okay.
But when I did an episode on history, I have this show called Ancient Recipes
yeah.
on biryani and how a lot of the Persian, well, I haven't.
Oh, yeah, we got some rice and eggs in the kitchen
Yeah.
if you want some.
How the Persian influences helped develop biryani, and everyone got mad at me.
Really?
They were like, "How dare you?
Sorry.
We invented this all on our own in a bubble."
Truth hurts sometimes.
But that's not how any food. All food is like influenced.
Of
by
course, I
food.
agree.
Your people make the greatest food.
Oh my gosh, that is the highest compliment ever. I can't wait to tell my mom. That's great.
We eat Persian food like once a week.
You like korma sabzi?
Oh my god.
The one thing though, Persian food isn't spicy. I'll say
No,
that.
it's not.
It is lacking in spice, which is why, again, I didn't have any correlation with like spicy food. And then when I went to culinary school, I'm like, oh my God, like chilies and like ginger and like wasabi. Like these are things that I didn't know that you could use in food. So after that, now what, I'm 30, I love spicy food. I can't. Unfortunately, my husband David has taught me to put hot sauce on everything, literally everything, anything. No meal at our table is complete without at least 3 hot sauces present. We have a sriracha probably, some sort of El Yucateco hot sauce, and then some wild card. So now I love spicy food. And when I go out, I find myself leaning towards the spicier options because it just tastes better, like you said. But I didn't grow up in a spicy home. Also, my dad is very allergic to pepper. Like my dad did not. So my
You're talking chili peppers, or you're talking about like black peppercorn?
So my father like cannot consume any sort of chili peppers.
Is it an allergy or like a digestive issue?
Both. He has diverticulitis. Let's not get involved.
Let's talk about your dad's medical chart. Can we pull it up?
So I don't know if you remember in Mrs. Doubtfire, whenever Pierce Brosnan goes, no spice on the jambalaya. I'm allergic to pepper. That's literally my dad.
Pierce Brosnan.
Thank you so much. That's my dad, but not English. So he can't consume it. He like immediately has a reaction and his gut just can't handle it either. So my household was pretty much spice free. But now, no parents, no rules. I can get all the spicy food I want. And I do enjoy spicy food quite a bit.
Yeah, it's funny that Persian food doesn't have any quote unquote spice in it, right?
Missing out.
But the thing that it does have is a ton of acid, which is what like
true.
awakened
Sour.
my mind in the food world, because you put like the black limes in the gourmet sabzi, pomegranate molasses, which is super sour,
Sure,
and like the fesenjoon.
Right.
And that I remember eating. Ashkenazi Jewish, but grew up in Southern California, so every bar mitzvah I went to, it would just be Persian food because it's so much better than our food, right? Like we're going to have chopped chicken liver and pickled herring. Like no, give me the gourmet sabzi, give me the fesenjoon, all that. But I know you sort of railed against the term authentic in food because, like you said, everything comes from somewhere, and what we think of as like, say, modern day Thailand, right? Where a lot of people, if you asked what the spiciest food in the world is, a lot of people might tell you Thai food. And if you go and eat at a lot of modern Thai restaurants,
Thai spicy.
They call it Thai spicy,
yeah.
right? Chili peppers didn't exist in Thai cuisine until the Columbian Exchange after,
No way.
the 1500s and probably even later. And so that is all somewhat of a modern development in terms of the history of food, because there are dishes that go back 10,000 years. I'm thinking like falafel is thousands of years old. The tamale is 10,000 years old. Chili peppers only left the Americas in roughly 1500. So even like a lot of South Asian food, a lot of Southwest Asian, Middle Eastern food, chili peppers weren't there until the 1500s. But that doesn't mean that spice wasn't there. So when we talk about why do humans like spicy food, there's a couple different compounds that we can talk about, right?
Cool.
The first one, chili peppers, it's all capsaicin, right? And so capsaicin is effectively the essence of pain. So when they're like literally when they are testing pain drugs in lab rats, they use capsaicin as the measurement.
Oh,
I
poor
didn't
rat.
I know. I don't weep for the rat. I've cooked guinea pigs. They're delicious. Everything is food. Nutria.
Yeah.
They eat nutria. I didn't realize in Louisiana they eat nutria.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they hunt them in
Little water
Cajun
rats.
country up in Lafayette.
Oh.
But anyways, so that was like a relatively new development for anybody outside the Americas. But if we're looking for like biological reasons why people would like them, I think we can look to history and why they were initially developed. And there's a lot of Aztec writings, which they say most chili peppers probably developed within the Aztec Empire in modern day Mexico or in the Incan Empire in modern day Peru.
Interesting.
And if you look at both countries, such incredible varieties of chili and incredible varieties of condiments. But in the Aztec Empire, they think it was mostly medicinal because capsaicin can have pain relieving effects. And it's also antimicrobial.
Wait, so you mean to tell me that it's a pain reliever, but also it's used as a measure of pain?
Effectively, yeah. So it
What are you
causes
talking
pain,
about?
but it also, okay, icy hot. First it's icy, then it gets hot. That relieves pain, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like
For
distracts
like
you.
a second.
Did either of you ever get hurt? You'd scrape your knee or whatever, and like somebody would tell you to pinch a part of your hand?
Yeah. I
No.
mean, I guess that's kind of what child pain is like. Birth is like.
Oh, tell us about childbirth.
Well, childbirth is so painful that nothing else matters.
Honestly, congratulations.
Yeah.
I was like, at first, when you go in there, getting an IV hurts,
Mhm.
and then the contractions start, and you don't even notice the IV anymore. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
my back, nothing else hurts anymore
Sure.
I
for
mean,
the rest of my life.
that's actually a pretty good example of what we're talking about here with capsaicin and what it does to the body. And it raises your adrenaline. It raises your
Okay.
endorphins.
Okay.
They found that people who are prone to wanting adrenaline rushes in life are also more prone to liking spicy food. People who are more into inducing a controlled amount of pain in their life, not necessarily thrill seekers per se, but
Masochist.
masochists, right? It's effectively masochism. You're introducing pain into yourself, and we as humans like that. Like, do either of you chase super high heat levels?
I don't. But okay, so I thought that I had a really low spice tolerance until I went on Heat Eaters, and I was like, none of this is spicy. So maybe I do, but I grew up with it. Like every single meal, you have a pile of Thai chilies, and you just
Wow.
like, every other bite, you have a little Thai chili. With Bangladeshi food, it's it has a lot of other like warm spices, so the chilies really cut everything. It's not very high in acid, so you need like the sharpness of the pepper. So maybe I do eat a lot of, but I started like as a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel nothing anymore. It's kind of like when you do a lot of drugs.
Yeah, you got to keep
Tolerance.
upping the dosage, keep
Yeah,
chasing
yeah,
the
for
dragon.
sure.
Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of chili pepper? Do you have like a favorite? Like for me, it's ají amarillo. Like if I could eat ají
whoa,
amarillo,
that is a good
If
pepper.
if I could eat ají amarillo Monday, Tuesday, I'd be the happiest person in the world.
So hard to find though.
Yeah, I get the paste. I just-
Yeah, we have
easy.
the paste
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, we always just have Thai chilies and serranos. Easy to find, pretty solid.
Sure.
Nothing too spicy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think when I actually cook at home. Like I love Mexican food. Growing up in Southern California, I ate so much of it. I love serranos. It's you take the flavor of that grassiness and like instant heat punch of a jalapeno, and you just
beautiful.
like
Yep.
condense it a little bit. But I did have a friend who she invited me up to her farm like 4 hours north. And she was growing some like kind of experimental crossbred chilies, some super hots.
Oh yeah, super hot.
And she had a friend who sent her a bunch more. So she had like 27 different super hots.
That's cool.
Things that everybody knows of, like the Naga
Buchalokias.
viper, Buchalokia, all these things that were crossbred. Like the Jolokia, I believe, grows naturally, right? But then they've crossbred it to now create these crazy super hot peppers. But there's a pepper I had called a Fatali pepper that
Never heard of
was
it.
really freaking fantastic. It had the ají amarillo is so bright and fruity.
Beautiful.
The same sensation you get from a habanero, the flavor. The problem with habaneros to me is there's not enough pepper flesh to get the flavor
Sure.
versus the heat. Whereas ají amarillo, you get that. Fatali had the heat of a habanero, but the flesh of an ají amarillo in a way that to me was very cool. But also, I love dried chilies. So like chile chiltepin.
Sure.
Which
That's a good one.
Fun fact: birds eat them in Mexico, and birds do not experience capsaicin. They're not
cute.
affected by it. And so that's how the chili sort of gets spread. Because
You mean
capsaicin
tiny dinosaurs?
Tiny, correct. Dinosaurs never went extinct.
No, they're still with us.
And now we have an alternate title for the podcast.
And we control them now. We eat them.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
I was once face to face with a 9-foot bull ostrich, and he thought I was moving in on his girl.
Oh, wow.
And he made a sexually threatening gesture to me.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because I had to ask the ostrich handler what was going on. The ostrich started furrowing its wings and was just like, ah, ah. They are disgusting creatures up close.
I wanna
Very,
ride
very
one.
Jurassic. And then its like neck started glowing red and puffing out. And I was like, it looks like it's about to explode, mister. And then he was like,
just like the little velociraptors.
is that what they do?
So right.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't you
The
remember
collar.
that scene
Oh my
where
God.
that guy's trying to escape with the DNA
Is this the original Jurassic
from
Park?
the original?
I've never seen it.
I've never seen
I've never seen a Jurassic Park. I've never seen
What?
a Jurassic Park.
What? You just watch the original, please.
I've been on the ride like 80 times though.
You have to watch the
Why
original.
is everybody so shocked?
I've watched Jurassic Park 3 with William H. Macy multiple times.
That's the worst one.
I've been told.
Why are you wasting your time?
But I watched it
Eric?
first, so now I don't want to watch the original.
No, you got to watch the
heard the
original.
original's
We
good.
need to stop. This needs to turn into a Jurassic Park viewing.
Okay, we all are gonna wear pajamas
I'm
and
so
hang
down.
out and watch Jurassic Park.
I'm so down. Get the popcorn, get some chili peppers out.
Have you had that like really spicy chip?
The Paqui chip?
Uh-huh.
I haven't, but this one has a story about it. If you want to hear about the Paqui
Well,
chip.
my story about it, I ate it, and it was I used to be one of those people that chased the high of like super hot peppers, and I remember eating Da Bomb hot sauce, and I was like
Oh my
8 years old for
God.
the first time, and that is just
Horrible.
not a good tasting
It's
thing.
oh my god, it's horrid.
I've grown out of that, and a lot of this comes down to they did a study where they found that women who enjoy spicy food tend to be more intrinsically motivated, meaning they like the endorphin rush, they like the flavor. Men who eat spicy food tend to be more externally motivated because of toxic masculinity and
Sure.
all that. You
yeah,
are
that makes
rewarded
sense.
from a young age, and that was definitely me. But anyways, I have a pretty high spice tolerance, and so I thought the Paqui one chip challenge was going to be super cool for me.
A breeze.
And then I ate it, and it absolutely floored me. I was on the ground. I was doing push-ups. I was drooling out of my mouth. I had to cancel a date that night.
Sorry about that.
I literally had to call her and was like, I don't know how to explain this, but I ate a chip, and now I can't go out with you.
That's right. That's right.
Because I'm in
Did
distress.
you have another opportunity at that date?
I did, and then I wish I wouldn't have. Overall, with how it ended, it was fine.
Yeah,
Just,
but now you've got a great fiance.
Sometimes
so
if you're dating somebody and they have two phones, it's like, why do you got two phones?
one for the plug and one for the load.
The chip was trying to
Kevin
tell you
Yates.
something.
What?
The chip
Kevin
was
Yates
trying to tell you.
I think
reference
that was
on
the
the
universe.
podcast.
Have you had it?
No, I'm terrified of that. I'm afraid of like the stunt hot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
well, I say that, but we also got the hot sauce pack from Hot Ones because we wanted to do it ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know.
Did you do a full Hot Ones lineup?
We got you can like get all of the hot sauces.
Like, did
in
you
a
make
pack.
the wings and do it?
No, we want to. We want to get some friends that we feel comfortable with, like having explosive diarrhea around.
Good.
And then just like
Who are they? Name them. Shout them out.
There's that's
'Cause
important.
we all got our list
yeah,
of
yeah.
diarrhea friends.
probably
I sure
her right there. Yeah.
we got the same pack, and we have all the hot sauces in our fridge. So if you wanna light it up, we once combined all of them and then added clarified butter to it to make a.
Oh, that sounds good.
It was so good.
Yeah, yeah.
And we put it on a chicken sandwich. It was absolutely delightful. Except
Annalise tried it.
Mom, it was good,
Yeah,
right? It was good.
It was good.
She doesn't sound convinced.
One thing that I was wondering with the fact that chili peppers didn't reach a lot of these parts of the world that we associate with chili peppers, what the hell caused heat in food? Like, what were people using before that? Certainly they weren't just eating bland food. And this is a fascinating thing that I didn't know until researching for this podcast. Black pepper, right? Very common in South Asian cuisine. I mean, you look at like the Spice Coast in like southern India and Kerala. Black peppercorn, like Malabar pepper, was trafficked like gold, throughout human history. I didn't understand it until I was at my best friend Deep's house. His family's from Gujarat, and they made masala chai or masala cha, as they would call it. And
Hey, we say cha too.
you say cha
Nice.
too?
Cha is taken over and it makes me sad.
Wait, that's so fun.
Sometimes say cha.
Yo, cha gang.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay,
start.
what do you
I'll
say?
start. I say chai because I'm Persian, but I'll say cha when it's permitted.
It's because the people who say chai said it first
Okay.
in American media, so
Yeah.
now it's just chai. But
We'll start saying cha.
sometimes I even say chai, and I don't know who I am anymore.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I just say cha. Shout out to Malini Naik for making me masala cha
Cute.
in the morning in high school.
Oh.
But I drank it. I hadn't had it in probably 10 years, but I recently visited them for Diwali. And I had a cup of masala cha in the morning, and it was as if after 3 sips, it was like I had just eaten a hot wing. Like the same sensation
Wow,
in my mouth.
really?
And there's no chili pepper in it. There's no capsaicin in what I was experiencing. But what there was gingerol and what is it? Like
Pepper.
Piperone.
Something
no,
like
what is
that.
it? But it's the piperine. So it's piperine and gingerol. They are not capsaicin. They don't have capsaicinoids in them, but they make you experience the same amount of heat. And y'all know the Scoville scale, right?
Sure.
Do you guys know how the Scoville scale was originally calculated?
A guy named Scoville
Hey, Wilbur.
just ate a bunch
Wilbur.
did he eat a bunch
Wilbur.
of peppers and then cry? How many tears?
It's like kind of close, kind of close. He had a bunch of other people do it, but what he did is
His diarrhea homies.
what he had his diarrhea homies.
We all got him.
We all got him.
Even Wilbur.
He gathered all his diarrhea homies and he ground up chili peppers and he would dilute them in like an alcohol and water solution. And however much he had to dilute them until people said that they could no longer taste spice is what he turned into the Scoville scale. And this is happening over 100 years ago. So it's very rudimentary
That's really
science.
cool.
Not very scientific
Not at all.
or objective,
Absolutely not.
which makes sense because sometimes I'll eat a pepper that says it's like 100,000 Scoville units, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I've had hotter.
Oh, yeah. Same. And even, I mean, peppers, you ever get one of those big jalapenos and you're just like, I know this is not going to be spicy.
I do feel
Sure.
like there is something happening to the jalapenos. They're getting so bland. They're like bell peppers now. I think there's some kind of conspiracy.
Big jalapeno.
Big jalapeno is doing something.
There's, I think one of the clues is in the sriracha shortage.
Oh, beans.
There's a sriracha shortage?
So there was
Yes,
a sriracha
there
shortage.
was.
It's now over.
Well, I went to 99 Ranch recently, and there was tons of sriracha, but no sambal oleg, which made me very sad.
There's a sambal oleg
That's
shortage
the
now.
superior one.
I know this is the problem.
But they use red jalapenos in sriracha, and they were using a California farm.
Yeah.
But then they terminated their contract with them, just general business disputes. They were like, we can get cheaper from Mexico. And then the farm in Mexico couldn't supply them. And there were all these sort of allegations like, is it climate change? Is it, soil being leached of nutrients? Or did they just not diversify their farms enough? But something happened to the jalapenos at that farm. I think that's
It's not just in my mind.
It's not just in your mind. Also, the farm that they used to get, Underwood Farms.
Underwood Family Farms?
Underwood Family Farms.
I had like my birthday there.
Yeah, you got drunk and picked strawberries in the fields?
Yeah.
That sounds like a lovely birthday.
It was such a good birthday. I took like 10 of my bougiest friends and I got them all drunk on a party bus. And then we went to Underwood Family Farms and I said, okay, time to pick strawberries for like 3 hours. No water. Just drunk off of tequila and beer. And they're like, why did you bring us here? I'm like, I want to make strawberry shortcake for my birthday. And they went to my house and made strawberry shortcake.
Do you think the people at Underwood Family Farms enjoyed you doing that? Because it's for children. Are they bring children there to teach them about how zucchini grows?
I mean, did I see kids? Yeah, but were we far away from them? Also, yeah, the fields are really big.
But Underwood is now making their own competitor sriracha.
Is it
out
now?
of
Are
spite,
they?
which I really, really enjoy.
That's awesome.
But yeah, there are several other kinds of spice. Are you a fan of like Szechwan food?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the key to that is actually the Szechwan peppercorns,
Yep.
which is a totally different kind of spice.
Completely different. Can you describe the sensation of a Szechwan peppercorn?
Well, it's called mala, which it translates to like cool. It's like a numbing hot.
Yep.
Icy hot.
Icy hot.
Oh my gosh,
I mean,
it's the
kind of is
original
though,
icy
right?
hot. Maybe if you don't have any, just make a bomb of Szechwan peppercorns.
They literally
BALM.
have used, yeah.
Yeah, balm.
They are used in medicine.
We have to clarify that when there's brown people in the room.
What were you saying about Szechwan food?
What? Oh, well, I was just saying that's another type of spice or
Yeah.
another thing that we would consider spice that people love.
The numb.
That numbing.
Yeah.
But it's not related to capsaicin at all, but they also do use a ton of actual chilies. That's one of my favorite cuisines in the entire world and has a completely different dimension of taste.
Totally. I love there's this place called Szechwan Impression that does incredible Szechwan food. It's the only menu in the US I've seen with bullfrog on it.
Oh, fun.
And we actually got it and it was actually very, very delicious. As someone who enjoys frog and other things like that.
Does it taste like chicken?
It does. It's like chicken's cooler cousin. The texture's a little bit slimier.
Is
But
it
I
like
do
chicken with a hint of fish? Because I feel like a lot of frog is like fishy chicken.
This one wasn't too fishy, which I actually enjoyed, but the texture was a little slimier. But I kind of like slimy texture, so I'm not anti in that sense. What's that one thing? It's also numbing, and they put it in cocktails. The little yellow
Buzz buttons. Also known as jambu. So
I don't know what that is.
both of those. So
Oh my god, they're so cool.
it's the same chemical compound. I wrote that the chemical compound is called hydroxy alpha sanchul, and it comes from the xanthozylum plant.
Did you look up every kind of chili?
I did. No, I
Pretty
really
much.
did. Look at my notes. So, because I was so curious about why we experience what we colloquially call spice, but does not come from capsaicin. So the modern Scoville scale does not rank gingerine or piperine on it because it doesn't have capsaicin. The modern Scoville scale, developed in the 80s, just measures capsaicin per square part.
Interesting.
But the original one was all based on subjective taste, which food is so much of it subjective. Whether your
Absolutely.
mouth has different receptors, everybody's different. Whether you grew up with it and have a higher heat tolerance. In the old school Scoville test, black peppercorn and ginger would show up on it, and they've been estimated at 150K and 60K respectively.
Who were they being tested on? Just his
Randos,
friends? Just his like
diarrhea friends.
his like pharmacist friends?
No, they would do what studies do, where they get a randomly selected group of people to try and create an average. But the jambu, it's the xanthozylum plant, which sancho pepper or the prickly ash tree, you find it in Japanese cuisine and also Korean cuisine. Szechwan pepper, same thing. So that's what creates the numbing effect.
I do feel like people underestimate just regular black pepper.
100%.
Because we always use it in everything, and a lot of recipes just like randomly tell you to put it in there thoughtlessly. But when it's fresh and depending on how you grind it and incorporate it, you can get a lot of different kinds of flavors. You can get quite a lot of heat.
Yeah.
I love like when it's coarsely ground and you can just bite into it.
Yeah, same.
You need to wake up in the morning, throw some peppercorns into whatever blue thing you're having.
I should, honestly. I just want to feel something. But no, I agree. Like,
That's why we eat peppers, because we all just want to feel something.
it's 100% true. You know,
It
it's that.
distracts you from the fact you're barreling towards death.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of my whole life's goal. I mean, but it actually is. It's why I listen to loud, heavy metal music. It's why I lift weights until my hands bleed. It's why I eat spicy food, because it distracts you from death.
Because we're all sad.
We're all
Moral
sad.
of this story.
Sola, what do you think happens when you die?
Nothing.
You know, you just go into a hole and it's done.
You don't even go anywhere.
Yeah.
You're just gone.
There's no
Still
you, I
gone.
guess.
Just deleted from the
It's
earth.
just like before you were born.
Yeah.
But
I think
the after.
I want to believe in something though.
Believe in peppers.
we struggle to dissociate from the self, right? So like even when I said like you go into a hole in the ground, it's like no, there is no you.
Mhm.
You is the spark of consciousness has
This took a turn.
died.
It always does. Go somewhere.
And then there's mustards, right? People are like, mustards are spicy.
Mustards, you know,
Oh.
Oh, you go to Philippe.
You know, I was actually I watched a video on this because I do research too, and they said there's hot spicy, there's nasal spicy, and then there's cold spicy things like menthol and peppermint, which
Oh,
I
cold
would
spicy.
never consider spicy, but it's more like a sensation, and I really love like minty sensations. As a former Camel Crush smoker, I love the taste and intensity of menthol. I think it's underutilized in our food a lot.
I agree
And
with
that's just
that.
how I
As
feel about this.
We once made freezing cold Cheetos, where we basically
right.
just took a bunch of mentholated things like Altoids and blended them up, and then added blue food dye and dusted them onto homemade Cheetos.
Is this on the YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to watch some of this.
You should watch
should.
it.
It's
Don't
good.
ask Nicole what happened.
Freezing
when
cold Cheetos? Like,
Yeah,
where did
yeah.
you come up with that idea?
Well, you see,
We
Flamin' Hot Cheetos existed. We said, what if opposite?
Yeah, content
Content came up.
content game on 100.
We should end this with me trying to pronounce the chemical compound found in mustards that cause heat. Because I copied and pasted it from Wikipedia.
Go for it.
Allyl isothiocyanate and 4-hydroxybenzyl isothiocyanate.
God bless
That's
you.
not as catchy as capsaicin.
Yeah, capsaicin's way better, way better, way better. All right, Sola and Nicole, you've heard what you and I have to say. Now it's time to find out what other wacky opinions are rattling out there in the universe. It's time for a segment we call Opinions Are Like Casseroles. There's a lot more singing
We
in this
sing
than I
so
remember,
much on
huh?
this podcast.
We sing a lot.
It's kind of redonkulous.
I love me some okie, dude. I love doing some okie.
Does that mean everyone has a casserole?
Yes.
And everyone's got one and they smell like onions is the tagline that we created.
Yeah.
A fan wrote a full song. You wrote like a full verse. Opinions are like casseroles.
right.
Everyone's got one, and they smell like onions. And then he kept going, which is cool.
You should play that.
We
know.
love finding young talent.
We do. Also, shout out to the new metal band called Glass Eyes from Minnesota, who we have a show called Last Meals where I talk to people about death and eat their last meal with them. And the tagline is every person has exactly two things in common. We all got to eat and we're all going to die. They used that as a lead up to their breakdowns. The breakdown was when everyone gets in the pit and they just start punching the air, hoping someone walks into their fist. And it's really heavy. And so there's like, everybody's gotta eat. And, and I was really flattered.
Is that singing?
Yeah. Well, they'll call it like a growl.
Okay.
And then there's another one that comes in with a mid scream. So it's like, everybody, kind of hits one of those. I can't do it good. Sohla can do it
You can do it fine.
Sohla, hit her with a mid scream.
Huh.
That was good. That was good.
There's this toy that the kid has that's called a kick and play, and it has songs. And I like to do metal versions of the songs.
Nice.
And it's like, everybody plays! The animals play all day!
These are so
So
cute.
that's my scream. Yeah. Oh, you looked it up immediately.
Yeah, cute.
Mm-hmm. That's what my brain is filled with now.
I love that. Let's get to that first opinion.
What is up, Josh and Nicole? Travis here
Say
from
hi to
Dover
Sohla.
Plains, New York. And my hot take is that curry belongs in ramen. I spent some time over in Japan, and there was a place that did like international ramens and whatnot, and there was one that did multiple different kinds of curry ramen, but I love putting any sort of really spicy curry in my ramen. Also, Josh, great Bloody Wood shirt.
Oh, let's
Love
go.
you guys. Bye.
Bloody Wood is India's current top metal band, and my Gujarati homie, I made him go to the show so he could translate the Hindi
That's
for me they
awesome.
sing in, and he was, that was a lot about
That's
political
really
corruption.
cool.
Yeah, great band though. Love me some Bloody Wood. What do you think? Curry and ramen?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Why
right?
not?
Why not?
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Noodles, curry, like cow soy. Yeah, I mean, I'm into it.
Me too.
What's not to like?
Yeah, I fully agree. I always get tripped up by the word curry in general.
That's
because
right.
it's like, what do people actually mean by it? Because it's such a
It
what do they
makes
call
some
it?
people mad.
Yeah,
The word
yeah.
curry makes people mad.
But there are places in the world where curry is a specific thing. Like I know that originally it was the colonists in India kind of downplaying the complexity of the cuisine. It started somewhere bad, but then it ended somewhere good because when you go to what is it called? The islands down here.
Caribbean.
Caribbean. When you go to the Caribbean, curry is like curry is a thing. And
Yeah.
then you go to Japan and curry is a
Sure.
thing. And you can't just tell people that you can't call it that. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we should embrace curry.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And so many things in food are culturally, contextually dependent, right?
Sure.
So you hear somebody from a Commonwealth country say, I love chili. They're talking about a chili pepper and not the, Mexican, American dish chili, the stew, right? I also believe chili is a curry technically, but
How do you spell all those? I feel like I always trip up, right? Chilies.
so much, like, I'll just say like Chile all the time because I grew up in Southern California.
Yeah.
And so you will go to any like Mexican market or just a normal big box grocery store and they have a whole section of dried chile. You know what I mean? And so I don't know, is there one L? I generally put two L's if I'm saying chili in terms of like Singaporean chili crab, for instance, but I don't know. That's
I
a trip.
say CHILLY, just all encompassing for all of them. For me, I mean, I love most of the curries you guys talked about. I think right now at this current state on January 26th at 11:54 a.m., what curry I would like with my ramen noodles? I would probably want Japanese curry with like the potatoes and the carrots and the dark, delicious flavor. I think that's what I would want right now with you guys at like a dinner table.
We did this with Filipino curry, with kare kare.
Oh yeah, I made kari kari ramen one time
made
with the
kare-kare
peanut
ramen.
butter and the shrimp paste.
That
pretty
was
sexy.
so good. That was
It was
sexy
pretty
too.
sexy. But I think right now Japanese curry is like it's just so cool. It's so easy to make and it's so fun to make. So I would want ramen noodles with my.
Yeah. And if somebody
Japanese curry.
says curry chicken versus chicken curry, like that tells you all you need to know. So if somebody says
do you
chicken curry, they're probably referring to something from South Asia. If they say curry chicken, that's Caribbean. So in Jamaica, you don't have chicken curry, you have curry chicken. And and like you exclusively call it that. So that's what I
very
love about the nuances of food, right? It's, like you said, it started from a bad place, ended up in an awesome place where you can say curry chicken versus chicken curry and people know exactly what you're talking about. And you get to eat delicious things.
Just don't order curry in India.
Don't order curry in India.
Hey, this is Marcus
Hey.
from Massachusetts.
What's up?
Just want to say, I
walking
love
up
the
the stairs?
voicemail. It's so sultry. But my opinion is, most people don't like hot sauce. At least the flavor. They are just looking for something spicy, and they're trying to be, hip, and they're trying to be bold, adventurous.
Oh, that's a hot take.
That's a very hot take.
I mean, I like hot sauce. I'm not trying to be bold, or I'm the least bold person there is. No, I think every hot sauce is different. Some are just gonna slam you in the face, like the bomb.
Yeah.
But then there's hot sauces that bring acidity, bring flavor, bring umami. So I don't think it's just like a toxic masculinity like bro thing. I think hot sauce is flavor.
Yeah.
Totally.
I do think there's a little bit of truth to that. Sometimes when I add hot sauce to food, I realize what I really want is acid and salt.
I was going to say that, yeah.
And so I would be open to, like, mustard. This is a hot take. Mustard is just a hot sauce, right?
Sure it is, yeah.
It's vinegar, salt, and then a thing that we perceive as spicy. That's mixed together. That's the same formula as like
thick.
Red Rooster hot sauce.
Yeah.
And you could thin it out. There's like a condiment in Hawaii they call chili pepper water that is like super, super thin. Or at Filipino restaurants, they'll do the coconut vinegar with just a little bit of chili in there.
At the bottom, yeah.
But I think people do just want more vinegars on their food as well.
Totally. I think there's not a lot of vinegar foods in the like American like lexicon of food. So we substitute it with spice plus vinegar plus salt. So just put more vinegar in your food.
Yeah,
Vinegar's
you want
delicious.
acid.
Acid is good, and it's a very important part of food. So I understand a little bit.
God, I
a little
also
bit.
do love hot sauce though.
Yeah,
Put more somak on it.
Sure. Put more somak on stuff. Life's short. Put somak on it.
Hello, love the pod. My name is Lauren. I'm from Pennsylvania, outside of Philly. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
I actually went to school in Bethlehem, Josh, so loving all the PA references. My hot take
I wonder if she went
is
to
that
Lehigh.
spicy food challenges, like the B-Dubs, Blazing Wings challenge, stuff like that, is only perpetuating toxic masculinity.
Oh my gosh.
Others love to do the spicy food challenges and try to order the spiciest food, but I know it's just so they can try to prove that they can do it, not because they actually enjoy it. But actual spicy food, great. Just extremely spicy food just to show off your ability only perpetuates toxic masculinity. Love the pod. Love you guys. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah, she went to Lehigh University. I think my uncle used to teach there. So
Wow.
shout out to Lancaster Valley. Toxic masculinity, Sola.
Oh, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tough to
100%.
disagree.
Yeah, that's the only reason that those that Paqui chip exists.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's one of the bad examples of spicy food. It doesn't taste good anymore. What
Yeah.
are you getting out of it besides showing off and blowing out your pants?
Nothing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I will. Let me play devil's advocate. If we're talking about bad behavior from men, let me, for no reason, let me play devil's advocate. But no, there's an element of bonding to that, right? That's why we do a lot of these things. Certain uncomfortable situations can bring people closer
Sure.
together. I grew up sports where my entire life, that's all of sports, right? Coach is running you through conditioning drills. You're all miserable and you're miserable together. I think there's some unique, situation of human bonding that happens in those scenarios.
Trauma bonds over
Trauma-
Paqui chips.
Trauma bonds over
Misery
Paqui
loves
chips.
company.
Or but I do. There are still times when I really love chasing that spicy high, and it's not through stuff like Paqui chips, but my favorite somtum spot, Thai papaya salad.
Okay, yeah,
Well, actually,
sure.
it's somtum Lao, so it's a Lao papaya salad. It's a northern Thai spot. It's called Kim Thai in North Hollywood. They've won the Thai ambassador
Yum.
somtum challenge 12 years in a row. Incredible. I do the fermented mud crabs pounded in there, and I ask for it as spicy as possible. And you get the more spice in a dish, I think the more it can elevate all the umami, all of the sweet, all of the other elements. And it's the Thai term. What is it?
Oh,
We talked about this with the
I don't-
sriracha
I
episode.
don't remember.
There's a Thai term though for it's balance, but it's balance all the way up the ladder. So it's basically if you raise the heat, you raise the sugar, you raise the acid, and I can't remember it.
Seasoning to
It's
the edge.
it's a double
kind of?
talk. It's a double talk word.
Don't remember it.
Dang, that's a bummer. But anyway, so I do still like getting into that. But yeah, it is rooted in toxic masculinity. It's the same reason that I still drink black coffee, even though I would probably prefer cream and sugar in it.
I will say, I don't think anybody who does like either if it's like massive amounts of food challenges or like super spicy ones, I don't think anybody's doing it because they enjoy it. Like that's never the point of winning a food challenge. It's to show that you can do it, to show that you can be number one. So no one's sitting there like, this is a delicious, I don't know, 10-pound pastrami burger. No one's doing it because they're like, yum. They're doing it to test their physical limits. Yes. Always.
So at El Tepeyac in East LA, I did their Manuel Special Challenge. It's a 6-pound burrito. Also happens to be very delicious, but I did it with former NFL player Christian Yount, and he didn't finish it, and I finished it in under 10 minutes. I have done the Blazing Challenge at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay.
Pat smoked it, but as a male hubris coming back to bite me, I didn't wash my hands because I was capsaicin entered into the porousness of my fingers, and I had to soak my hands in ice water to go to sleep that night.
Oh my god!
And also, so I don't know if you know this, you're kind of sitting with a celebrity here. Former Guinness World Record holder for most baby food eaten in 1 minute.
Sure.
So I am the problem.
No, I mean in terms of being toxic, food challenges is like, go for it. You know, if eating hot sauce like makes you feel better about your penis, just do it.
That's right, and it does. Clom is the term.
I don't know that term. I love that.
Yeah, and it's how I like to cook. You know, it's you balance, but you don't
take it all the way up.
Stay in stasis. You balance up the ladder.
Yeah.
Keep going, baby. Clom your way to the top. We got time for one more? Yeah.
Hey, Josh and Nicole. This is Connor from St. Louis, Missouri, home of the saltine thick pizza topped with the amazing Provel cheese. I am here to make you even more concerned about us from the best in the Midwest by giving you my hot food take. This one is pretty spicy for a hot food take because I'm a hot sauce connoisseur. I'm a member of multiple Hot Sauce of the Month clubs. That's the gift that people always get me. And for a snack, I like to just take a piece of bread, any bread, douse it in hot sauce, and eat it. I think you get to actually taste the sauce, and I think the sauce tastes great. So let me know if you think that's weird. It probably is, but I do not care. Have a great day.
First, I have to ask you about St. Louis style pizza. Have you had it?
No. Saltines? Did I hear correctly?
So St. Louis style pizza, we have a long running feud. We've gotten a lot of 1-star reviews from St. Louisians. And I will not back down. St. Louis style pizza is not pizza. It's an unleavened dough. So it's like a matzah. It's just rolled out and then baked super crispy. And then they put a delicious processed cheese called Provel on top. But my problem is it's just a cracker. It's a saltine cracker, and I don't like it. Does that interest you?
Yes, it does. Any kind of pizza interests me.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know, I'm going to give it one shot. And I'm not opposed to processed cheese in the right context.
Yeah.
Like, you have enough to drink, that pizza sounds perfect.
No arguing with that.
Honestly, the cracker makes sense when you're really drunk, more than like a fluffy piece of bread.
I can't get down with it. I need the chew. Pizza, the chew
you
is
don't
intrinsic
need it.
to me.
I believe in all pizza. Like, I support the deep dish, you know, the pan.
Yeah, I also believe in all pizza. It's just this isn't pizza. You're talking about. I grew up making a lot of tortilla pizzas at home, so I still do.
I still do that when I'm really sad. You get a tortilla, put it in a cast iron skillet. It's not bad.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's not bad
I
at all.
agree with you.
I agree. Hot sauce and bread.
It's fine. Do it.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy. You know, that's my sometimes
I love that.
I just like in the middle of the night I just need like a hit of savory and I'll have a spoonful of nutritional yeast with soy sauce. And it's so weird.
Yum.
But
No,
it like hits the
nooch.
spot.
I love nooch. Sometimes I like lick my finger because it's my nooch because my husband doesn't eat it. I go and I dip my finger in nutritional yeast. So
like
I
a
totally know what
Bixie
you mean.
stick kind of thing.
Yeah, I just rub it in my gums. It's delicious. But hot sauce and bread. No,
Why?
don't do it. It's not good.
It's like mustard and bread, right? We've discussed mustard
do
is a
that.
hot sauce.
I don't put mustard on my bread. Not because of my allergy. It just doesn't make sense. I need something else. One other thing.
Mayonnaise.
A piece of
Hot sauce and
not
mayonnaise
another
on bread.
condiment. Not another condiment. Like something else. One thing. I don't know what it is. A pat of butter would suffice for me.
A hot sauce sandwich does feel like something from the Great Depression.
Yeah, I don't.
yeah.
I can't.
2 slices of white bread,
I can't
hot
condone
To
sauce.
stimulate like factory workers, you know, let's make it work faster.
It's like a zin, like packing a zin.
Oh God, I hate that.
I can't wrap my head around it. But do you, boo? Do you?
This is how hot sauce people taste hot sauce. They dip bread in it. And so if he's part of multiple hot sauce of the month clubs, like that's probably where he got it from.
Fine.
Shout out to Fuego Box. They do really great work. Not a sponsor. They've introduced me to some awesome hot sauces.
Was that sent to your college campus?
Yeah,
I
and
remember
then
that story.
somebody was receiving it for 4 years after I moved, and they were taking the hot sauces. So good for them. But I would do this. I'm a big proponent of mayonnaise on toast instead of butter. I really like mayonnaise.
That's
Not to be the white guy in the group.
That
but
feels very white. Just
Thank
a
you.
slice of bread with mayonnaise.
I am expressing my culture. This is how I connect to my
No,
ancestors.
we should not shame.
I knew
Thank
a
you.
girl
Mayonnaise
who ate
people.
mayonnaise sandwiches in school. She was cool.
Was she white?
I don't remember.
Well,
She was
good for
probably
you.
white.
I don't remember.
Statistically
Was she white?
speaking.
Yeah, she was white.
But I will still make that, and then I will take one of the at least 12 hot sauces in my fridge, and I will douse it on there. Current one going is Zab's Datil Pepper Sauce.
That's
Do you
good.
datil
toast the
pepper.
bread?
I do, yeah, but I don't believe in toaster ovens, and I don't want to heat the oven, and
Wait.
so I do it in a pan.
You're
Have
frustrated.
you had that, use that Japanese toaster oven that Emily Mariko has?
Oh my God,
No.
Emily Mariko, new appliance just dropped.
No, we got it. It's amazing. It toasts it with steam. So it's like a tiny little convection or tiny little combi oven.
Damn.
So it's like fluffy, crispy. Use it for your next mayonnaise toast.
I promise you I will. I just started doing the seaweed with the salmon and the rice. Ugh, iconic. I'm 3 years late to that. But, anyways, on that note, Sohla, thank you so much for joining
Thanks
us.
for having me.
Yeah, you were
Absolutely.
great.
Tell the people where they can find you.
Oh, please buy my book if you want to learn how to cook, or if you know how to cook and you just want to know more science. There's a lot of science, technique, all that stuff in there. I'm also on Ancient Recipes with the History Channel, New York Times cooking. I think those are the main things. Yeah.
She's out here. No, I do love that your cookbook is very technical. There's like a huge gap right now in people who are interested in food and actually know how to cook, which I think is fascinating. And so everybody go out, buy her book, learn how to cook. And thank you so much for listening to A Hot Dog is a Sandwich. We got new audio-only episodes every Wednesday and a video version here on YouTube every Sunday.
If you want to be featured on Opinions or at Casseroles, you can give us a call at 833-DOGPOD1.
See y'all next time.
Bye!